Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're looking at something really quite personal. It's drawn from notes and observations a listener shared with us, something that's clearly, weighing on them.
Yeah, it's a fascinating look into how seemingly small things can have this um, unexpected emotional weight. We've got their reflections, a definition they pointed out, a quote, and even a visual idea.
Exactly. And our mission really is to get under the skin of this impact. Specifically, the heavy load a name can carry. The listener used a pretty powerful word, debilitating.
hmm And that definition they gave is key here. Debilitating, meaning seriously impairing strength or the ability to function.
Right. So not just annoying.
Not at all. We're talking about a level of impact where this interaction feels like it's genuinely getting in the way of them just sort of functioning comfortably.
Okay, let's get into the specifics then. The listener situation. They talk about their name, simple name.
Yeah, one syllable, they said. Had it forever. But there's someone at work, someone they see pretty much daily.
Who consistently gets it wrong? Or, as the listener puts it, knowingly butchers it.
And what makes it sting more, I think, based on their notes, is the contrast.
How so?
Well, they mention easily remembering the other person's name, which is like two syllables, maybe less common, described as foreign.
Ah, right. So the implication is if I can remember your more complex name.
Exactly. Why is my simple one-syllable name apparently so hard? It makes it feel less like an honest mistake.
And it's not a one-off thing either. They mentioned trying to correct it. Multiple confrontations, they called it, explaining the
It
pronunciation.
just doesn't stick. The mispronunciation keeps happening, and that's where the emotional pull really comes in.
Yeah, they wrote that after trying to correct it and it still happens, they feel like they die a little inside each time.
Die a little inside. That phrase just it captures that feeling, doesn't it? Like
Mm.
a small piece of you is erased or ignored each time.
It's like being chipped away at.
Precisely. Because it's not just a sound, is it?
Yeah.
Your name is so tied to your identity. It's fundamental. So when someone repeatedly, ignores the correct way to say it, especially after you've shown them respect and offered corrections, it can feel like, well, like a disregard for you, not just your name.
Like you don't matter enough to get it right.
Yeah, exactly. Even if it's unintentional, that's how it can land. And that really helps explain why it feels so much more than just annoying, why it feels perhaps debilitating. It just drains your emotional energy.
Definitely. It makes that daily interaction a bit more unpleasant, which, reading between the lines, sounds like a massive understatement next to dying inside.
For sure. And they reflect on coping mechanisms, maybe just letting it go, lowering expectations for this person.
Or even, and this really struck me, maybe just dulling their brain when they have to interact.
That idea of dulling the brain or lowering expectations, it connects directly to that image the listener shared. Remember?
Oh, yeah. The brain on a scale, weighed down by expectations.
Exactly. So the sheer effort, the emotional labor of dealing with this persistent misrecognition is so heavy.
That one way to cope is to just check out, to reduce how much you invest emotionally or mentally.
Yeah, like a shield, a way to lessen that debilitating feeling.
Which kind of brings us to that Churchill quote they included. If you're going through hell, keep going.
How does that fit in, do you think?
Well, if hell is navigating this daily dynamic, this constant low-level disrespect that communication hasn't fixed,
Yeah.
then maybe keep going is just about enduring it. Showing up, facing that interaction again and again, feeling that little death inside and just pushing through using whatever coping mechanisms you can find, like dulling your expectations.
Could be. It certainly paints a picture of resilience, but also deep frustration.
Yeah. So wrapping this up, what this deep dive really shows us, guided by this listener's experience, is the incredible emotional weight packed into something as basic as a name.
It's not just a word. And its consistent mispronunciation, especially when it feels deliberate or dismissive after corrections, isn't just a minor irritant. It can feel genuinely, as the listener said, debilitating. It can impair your day-to-day comfort and function. Right. We saw that through the feeling of dying inside, the weight shown in that expectations image, the idea of dulling your response.
And even the quote suggesting the sheer effort needed to just keep going through that kind of interaction.
So the question this leaves us with, maybe for you listening, how much of your daily emotional energy gets used up managing these kinds of interpersonal moments, these sort of micro interactions where communication doesn't quite land the respect you'd hope for?
And what does it really mean to keep going when you're facing those situations that feel small on the outside but are actually deeply challenging from within? Something to think about.